We have to put this to the side because it's blocking your face.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Hey guys, welcome back to Channel Pause Window Cleaning, and this is week number 51 of our 100K journey of 2024. Wow, it is going by so fast. And how do you feel now that it's kind of almost wrapping up?
Wow, I feel good. I feel accomplished.
Yeah.
I feel like we made it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you giving them a hint?
I don't know.
Well, I guess we will not know, right? One thing though about the contest, a couple of you guys have been asking me like, when is the deadline? Because a couple of you guys are like, hey Andy, you know, when can I still submit my requests, or for the not request, submit the number of the year, right, type of thing. So I just want to say that just to make it super easy is the day before. So the contest is official. I'll post a video. January 5th will be when the winner will be announced. So then to make it simple, January 4th at midnight California time. So that would be 3 p.m. New York time. So just kind of want to just throw it out there for you guys so that, you know, if you guys want to keep submitting it, you know, keep doing that, you know, just want everyone to have a chance to win. So that's kind of why I want to do this contest, kind of do a day before, but I didn't really say that. So to be honest, this is my first giveaway. I'm not gonna know all the ins and outs of it, but now as time progresses, I'm glad that actually we said it before. Imagine we did it like 3 days before. Everyone would be like, when do you,
yes,
you
know?
No. But anyways, yeah, let's just kind of get straight into it. Now this week we had quite a few jobs. Now I just want to say one thing though. Well, I guess we're going to talk about it later about that Thursday job, this job. But all right, let's just talk about it. This week was very interesting because you know how I never use my universal extender? I like never use it. This week I used it twice. So it's just crazy how I never use it. And like now it's always good to have. That's what I'm trying to say. It's always good to have it as a backup. And also to a couple of you guys see like my pole that I'm using, the micro basic. I'm not using my destroyer. I'm not using my ultralight. Why is that? Well, the end cap is literally almost glued in because of how many times, like, you know, I hit the bottom of my pole on both of those poles, that it's kind of just like ingrained almost into the pole. So when you have to use a universal extender, you have to remove that cap, and you know, I don't really want to take that off and then put it back on, if that makes sense later. So that's why I use the micro basic, and you know, it works fine. I'm going to tell you, that thing bends like crazy. Now, it's a great first pull, I'm going to say that, but now that I'm used to the destroyer, even the ultralight, man, this just makes life so much easier. And like, I remember like the second job, well, I'll tell you later, I was going and it was like literally like in a weird angle, but we'll talk about that later. But that first job, when I did have to use the universal extender, man, that thing was just crazy. It was just like my shoulders were destroyed. How was it for you in the morning, that morning job, the one that was a 3-story that we were doing?
For me, it was fine.
Yeah, but you had to go through some furniture, you were saying, right? A little bit. You had to.
Yeah, it was.
Or are you used to that kind of?
It was 4-story house with a basement, so I had to move the ladder 4 stories in and up and down, up and down. But besides that, it was fine. The ladder, but you kill yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like destroyed. I actually have a couple of videos that I posted this week, and I did that on Tuesday because we didn't work Tuesday. I took that as an opportunity to make videos for you guys, by the way. So check them out. But that Monday job, I kind of reference it. Man, I was just destroyed. That job, and we priced well, right? And we're not gonna deny that whatsoever. But I didn't realize like 3-4 stories really does take a lot out of you.
The thing is that it wasn't straight. It was like the first floor was big, and then it will get smaller. So you couldn't reach to those windows in the top because it will not bend. It wasn't straight. If it was a straight house, like, you know, it would be easier. But it was crawling, so it was. I recorded a couple of videos. Really cool.
So it's probably somewhere happening.
You can barely see it.
Yeah. But also too, I do remember now the more, because right now you guys are very fortunate to see the clips while we are kind of doing this off memory. But I remember that there was some wires that were kind of blocking. So instead of going from like the one window on the 3rd floor to the second, I had to go out, pull it down, kind of go under, kind of go on top. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but I mean, the lady was super nice.
It was so bad, the angle, that we even considered crawling outside the third floor.
Yeah, there was a but it would
we couldn't open the window.
Oh yeah.
We couldn't open the window in the third floor. If not, we would have done by hand.
Well, let's make it a little bit like of a disclaimer. It was like a little bit. There was enough space so that it was flat, so the window slid up, and then you can just kind of put someone there and then come back out or go back in, if that makes sense. But because of that, it was so long enough and short enough, but long enough that when I had to go with my pole, I couldn't get the bottom. But fortunately, the bend of the micro basic actually did come as an advantage because I was going and it was like curving in. So it actually ended up working out very well.
A lot of shoulder.
Oh, a lot of shoulder. Yeah, I was destroyed. And
that day we were dead.
And I'm going to say something too. Sorry, did I interrupt you? Because I will say this is why I love having our own business, is because I was doing the best that I can, but I was taking little like mini coffee breaks. I would go, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, no, but you know.
I wasn't.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, my shoulders are on fire, which, you know, obviously that will happen when you're going on high altitude or high heights, I should say. Then I would go to the car, get like a coffee, and then from there, I would just go back and continue because, man, you have to wait for the drip dry. You know, you can't just blitz it. You have to take your time. And so I was thinking, okay, well, if I'm going to go through this whole process again, let's get a little bit of coffee, kind of take a little breather and go back. But if I was working for someone, I don't know if like my boss would appreciate that, you know what I mean? Because they'll think I'm lazy. But yeah, no, it was a lot. But all in all, very nice client, very nice. I think she wants to hire us again. Oh,
I do think we underbid it a little bit.
Yeah,
I think because sometimes when we finish work, just to make sure we are in the right price, I count how many hours we were there and how much it was the job. I divided by 2, and that was, I think, our lowest payment of the year.
Yeah, but kid you not, though, the payment wasn't that low, but the hourly. Because okay, if I would say $100, I would say I would have been so upset.
No, but you understand the effort. And
I agree with you 100%.
I do think we underbid it a little bit. I think next time we should go up a little bit.
But and that's another thing. I actually like that comment because it shows, I guess, for you guys that even though we might have underbid, we still honor our price. And and we still made it $800. Oh, that's how much we made, by the way.
But the effort and the amount of hours we were there, it could be more well paid. And this is actually nice for you guys. Even we doing this for so long, I'm doing this for 2 years, and he's doing that for 10?
Like 10 years, 8 years, something like that.
We still underbid, and sometimes we overcharge.
Yeah.
It's, there's nothing you can do.
And also, too, actually, this morning, this is Friday, we're recording this, I actually published a video of how to count windows and how to price windows and all that. So that's great because, like, look, I always say, like you were saying, that we eyeball the jobs, right? I still get it wrong. I can overbid sometimes, and we'll talk about some jobs this week that I felt like we overbid. We did, well, the next job, actually, I'll tell you more about it, but we ended up, like, I think overcharging for that job. I think the next one with the 2 dogs, remember this one right here?
Yeah, we were done in an hour. Yeah. I was done in 47 minutes.
Yeah, but let's go back a little because if not, we're gonna go to the next job. But so essentially, like some jobs we underbid, overbid, but that's what I like about visual because we always balance out at the end. But now, if you don't want to go that direction, which is fine, you can also count the windows, and that's why I made that video. So if you want to check that out, I know it's a long video, but I really want to make sure that you guys had like there's some videos out there. Yes, there's videos that we don't always want to watch an hour long. It's actually like an hour-long video, but this one I really wanted to make sure that I just didn't do like a 5-minute, let me count windows really quick, boom, and then done, and you're like, I want more examples. That one I have like 6, 7, even 8 examples or something like that, and so I really good. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah,
there's different type of windows.
Yeah, but that's why I did that, is so that I can be really detailed and make sure that you guys have like good content and all that stuff. But anyways, but yeah, so that job, like you said, it was $800. We were there the whole day, and we planned that, so we knew that we were dark. Yeah, until dark, and we didn't want to double book that day. But super nice lady, and it was $800. We even did a back house too. There was like a little back house, which is super simple. But those 3-story windows, you charge more. But $800 again. It's not that we're saying that we underbid so much, right? If it was 100,
No, yeah, no.
No. But
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say like, I'm just saying like, it's not like that, but still we could have made like maybe a couple $100 more, maybe,
Yeah.
Something like that. But at the end of the day, it was her first time doing windows. It was our first time doing her windows. So.
And she loved the windows. I don't think they cleaned for the last 10 years.
But she just moved in. She did say that.
But
She
the
moved
windows, they had a lot of difference after we cleaned.
And it was old house too, so we should clarify that. So, but anyways, okay, so now we can move on.
Yeah. Before you move on, you want to say how much we made it this week?
Oh yeah, this week we made. You want to say it?
Yeah, before we count all the jobs. So this week we made 2,715.
And we'll say why at the end of the video. Okay, so then moving on. We have our next job Wednesday. We had 2 jobs. We actually double booked it, and it's kind of funny because when I was doing a couple of recordings, I like to come here in the office. Actually, look what Ashley did. Look how much amazing work she did in the car, because if you compare those videos, you can see how much better it is now. But anyways, so essentially that day I was doing recording on Tuesday, and then I got 2 bids that day, and they're like, hey, can you give me a bid? And I said, oh, absolutely. Got both jobs, and ended up being that first job bid that I did, we ended up doing Wednesday afternoon, which we'll talk about. And then the second bid, we got it today, and that's where we came from today. So I remember last week we were saying like we pretty much didn't have any work this week, and then boom, it just filled up. And so
we are always a week behind.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, and we actually have work next week after Christmas, so that's going to be interesting because it's not like the beginning of the week is like, oh, that's it. We actually have work. We have very good clients that are like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. So that's kind of cool. But anyways, yeah, so then I did the recordings and all that, so look how much better the car looks. But anyways, so the first job that we did on Wednesday was a returning client, and she had 2 awesome dogs.
French Bulldogs.
Really cute. And so I actually got to be with them a little bit, and I did the outside. And so like what we were saying, the first job that we did, that one we went under our hourly, let's say, the hourly that we're looking for.
That Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Now this Wednesday's first job, we were in and out in how long?
I was running 47 minutes, but you were not.
Yeah, because I had to see.
1 hour. I think it was 1 hour and
like
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Because remember, I have to also set up and then unload. So I include all that in my time, right? But yeah, let's just say an hour and a half. Let's just make it an hour and a half. So that one we did an hour and a half, inside and out. Now remember, we're 2 people, but we made $400. So, that looks, like I said, we balanced it out in that sense. And
but is that price because it's 2-story?
Oh, yeah,
and it's in a hill.
Yeah, and it's on a hill.
But so they cannot do themselves.
And also, too, you can't do it with a ladder because there is no way that angle of those the little hill. Yeah, no.
And
and it was hot too.
That side is not flat. The floor is not flat. It's kind of in a
What do you think if I were to put a leveler on a ladder on that side? Do you think it would work or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So no. So yeah. See. So like it wouldn't work because it's one thing if it's a little bit off, but it's like kind of like that. So you can't have a leveler,
very
and even
sketchy.
then it's very sketchy. It's not safe, let's put it that way. So in reality, you have to use pole work, and pole work is the worst because it actually was 80 degrees this week. Yeah. So that day was actually really hot. And even, how was it for you on the inside when you were cleaning?
Good.
Yeah, it was like evaporating? No, okay. So yeah, so that one, like I said, you couldn't do it without the water fed, and that one, that's why it was so fast. So anyways, and they love the results. So that one was, like we said, 400. So then the next job, that first bid that I did on Tuesday, we ended up doing inside and out, cookie cutter. Both jobs were cookie cutters, actually. So the second job that we did was really cool. What was really nice is that the individual, this was their first time having their windows cleaned professionally. Love the results. And they actually complimented us that when it comes to screen cleaning, we charge $5 a screen, as you guys know. He was actually like, that's really nice because all I want is just this part of the house done.
They didn't do all the screens.
Yeah, and so that was nice. And so then the reason why I said it's because he did 6 screens and we charged $30. So that job inside and out was $425 plus 30, and he was very happy. He didn't even want to look at the windows.
And this is another trick. When it's like 1, 2, 3 windows, even 6, we do with water fed, so we don't take it out the screen cleaning.
Yeah. You're talking about cleaning the screens.
Yes. So we don't take it out. We just clean with the water fed.
And what's nice, because she was there with me, she just holds it because it's weird.
Both sided, and that's it. Like, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah,
10
yeah,
minutes,
yeah.
we're done.
Yeah, but it was nice because you can't do it by yourself. There's almost no way to do it by
No.
you have to have someone hold it because it either slips underneath or it's on the grass or something. So you have to have someone do it. But when you do it, I always just do it both sides. She go like up and down, flip it up and down or down and up or whatever. Works out very great, very easy peasy. And yeah, so that one we're in and out. So that job we made $455. So that was really cool. So now, I want to give an update. Last week, okay, remember there was a solar panel job that I kind of told you guys that it was that Friday that I was going to be like, oh, I'm going to do the solar panels. Ended up being that he had a painter that was there and we couldn't do some of the windows and this and that. So we ended up not doing his solar panels, but we did it this week on Thursday, which was yesterday. So I'm not going to add that number because then it's going to confuse everyone. So I'm just going to add, because I charged him, I think we said he had like 30 screens, 30 solar panels, but he had actually 36. So we're only going to say that he had $60 difference. So we made $60, but obviously we didn't make that money last week, but this week we were going to add that. And he wanted some windows done, so I charged him $50 for that. So all in all, that job, very nice individual. I'm actually going to see him again next week.
Yes, we're going there three times this month.
Yeah,
because
so
he's doing one day he's doing some windows, and then the next day solar panels plus windows, and then the third day the glass railings.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun.
I think he really likes you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and also he's a very nice guy. I really like him a lot. I was gonna say not like that, but also like that. He likes wine, and he's been teaching me about wine and everything, and I'm like, wow, this is
okay.
really
If
nice.
I can say something about our work, we have amazing clients.
Oh, yeah.
They're all great. They all have it's so nice to talk to them. They give us suggestions. We talk about life, about anything, trips and wine and all this stuff. They're amazing.
Oh yeah, no, it's amazing because like all these clients that we have is just we're very fortunate, and that's why I like our field. Is it's hard work, but at the same time we meet awesome people, and they're very nice. But so it's just like you were saying, right? 3 weeks in a row we're gonna see him, so it's just funny. But the jobs are kind of nearby, and I kind of and I'm gonna be honest with you guys about this type of situation. We're making, if I'm not mistaken, like $700-800 from this one job. Yes, I'm going back and forth, but fortunately all the jobs are close by, but I'm making $700. So I will make that effort of maybe losing like, let's say 20 minutes of drive time each time. I'm okay with that. I don't mind doing something like that because I got the big ticket, and then next year, if he calls us back, we can do all of it in the same day. So there's certain clients, and he's not picky. He's not picky.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. Like you can't be black and white when it comes to certain clients, because sometimes you might be like, let's say someone's really picky and they're expect the world. And we're going to talk about that in today's job kind of a little bit. But if they're asking for the world and everything, then you're kind of like, oh, I'll see when I can come by or whatever.
Yeah, you can charge for everything.
You can't,
Every little thing.
Yeah, you can start charging and also gas and all that, which I didn't do for him. But anywho, yeah, for him, all in all was 110. So that was very easy. And then that was kind of that. But I also went by myself. You didn't go with me.
Yeah, this day didn't work.
And what did you tell me before I left home about these 2 clients on Thursday? What can I do? What am I doing right now?
I don't know.
I can.
I said that day he could talk as much as he wanted because I wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, why is that? Because
sometimes I want to go home.
Yeah,
I'm a person that I can talk, but not for 30 minutes. I can talk for like 10-15 minutes, but Annie can talk for an hour.
But I told you, I'm an introvert.
Yes. So sometimes I just go with him like, okay, let's go. So this day I was like, you can talk as much as you want. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I need to work on being an extrovert.
Exactly.
It's very hard for me to talk to people. So that's why I need to really work. No, okay. But anyway, so I ended up doing that. So we ended up talking.
Yes.
We ended up talking about life and everything. And then the reason I'm saying that is because I actually had a bid in the middle of these 2 jobs. And I was like, oh, snap. Like, it's already like almost 1. And the bid is like 15 minutes away. And she needs to leave at 1:30. So I was like, I need to like hurry up. So then I was like, hey, I have a bid. I have to go do our job, and I'll talk to you later. Because, I'm talking the whole time. And then at the end, it's like, why is he like trying to get out of here? But I told him, and he's like, oh, but I'm going to see him next week. So, but it ended up working out perfectly. But went to go do a bid. And then from there, let's see if we got the job. And then also she doesn't want her windows cleaned until like after the holidays, which is awesome for us because it can continue the 100K journey. Yes. So anyways, we're not only reliant on Monday and Tuesday next week, but anyways, So we did that bid, or I did that bid, and then from there I did our final client. I've done his windows for the last few years. Very nice client, very, very nice. Very, you know, I'm gonna say something to you guys. Like, when you have a client that does something, you do something for their house or any service at their place, or maybe a building, office building, they really like you, they trust you in everything, you know. And what I mean by that is, let's say you do, like, let's say window cleaning, right? I've done his windows for the last couple of years. He's like, oh, you do solar panel cleaning? He purposely waited for me to do his solar panels and no one else, because he has that trust, and he doesn't even look at the solar panels. Now, I should take pictures and show it to him, right, that it's clean, but he's like, Andy, I trust you 100%. And it's just so nice, because I have that confidence of having those clients that, like, and for you guys too, like, when you do a service and they want more services that you provide, they will call you, and that's really nice. And also too, now I think about it, side point, I have a solar panel job next week, which is awesome, and they had their windows cleaned by another, I didn't tell you this, another window cleaner, but the solar panels, they want us to do it.
Who?
You haven't been to this job, but the point is that this job, it's the one where I showed you pictures, the solar panels and... Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I'm thinking, what did I tell you? But anyways, because we're doing this live. There's no cutoffs on the video, but it's interesting. So that's that same principle, that job next week, she had a window cleaner, and 9 times out of 10, I bet you that window cleaner did an awesome job. I don't know who it is, but I'm saying he probably did an awesome job. But at the same time, she could have hired him for solar panels, but they didn't. So that's very interesting, because, but they only want us for solar panels. Because I asked her, I said, in the notes, it says here that maybe next time I do your windows, but she didn't, but then she's hiring us for solar panels. So the point I'm trying to say is that when clients like you, they'll keep you, and perfect example of that way. So anyways, I did his solar panels. He had 30 solar panels. How much is that? $300. So that was kind of easy. So that's that. Then today's job, wow, this one they're selling the house, I think tomorrow, or not selling, but they're taking photos to put in the market, and they're selling the house, and very easy. But at the same time, what made it a little bit complicated was that there's other people that were working there, landscapers, and did a great job, by the way.
It was 20 people in the house, I think.
Easily.
Outside.
Oh, yeah.
Inside was just me.
Oh, yeah. But no, easily, like 20 people. But also, too, we knew this ahead of time, you know, and the workers that were there, very nice, very accommodating. We worked as a team, so I'm not saying anything towards them, because, you know, we're all in a deadline trying to get everything completed. The 2 windows, I don't know if I told you that they reinstalled because the sills were broken, so they replaced the windows. He was supposed to do the job yesterday, but the windows came late, so that's why he was there today. So anyways, the point I'm trying to say is that everyone was accommodating, everyone worked together. We would have been in and out much faster, but because I had to kind of do some hurdles, which is fine, and we knew that ahead of time, not a problem, but we're able to do all that. Had glass railings, and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, is that we did those glass railings, had a bunch of hard water, a bunch of hard water.
Horrible.
And there were
glass railings in the gardening, they're horrible.
Yeah.
To clean and to maintain.
Yeah, and also too, what like kind of sucked is that it's like the glass railing, and there's like a hill, and then that between the glass and like the hill, they put sprinklers there to like water those plants, and that sprinkler water goes onto the window. So this is what I was saying about clients being very picky. So no one was there, you know, the landscapers, everyone was nice. Again, everyone was super friendly. Then a certain individual came to the building, because, you know, there's many people coming in, and he was like, oh, can you take care of this glass railing? And then, is it clean? And I think he was talking to you first, right? And then what did you say?
Yeah, it was clean. No, he said, you didn't clean it yet, right? And I was like, yes, it's clean.
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to get at, is that he's like, the glass railing's not clean, right? Like, already assuming something. And so again, it's not a fault of his own, because, you know, it looks like kind of bad because of the hard water. But then what was nice is that you had me go talk to him better. So I went, and then I said, oh, what's happening? And he's like, oh yeah, the glass railings are clean. I said, yep, they're all hard water there. Oh, can you use a razor and kind of go over it? And first of all, like, you don't do that, because when there's hard water, it's etched into the glass, so there's nothing you can do about that. But second, like, the whole time, like now he wants me to do extra work for free. No, I'm not gonna. No, if you would,
it's not gonna remove.
And it's not gonna remove.
It's not gonna remove.
But the thing is that he didn't offer like, oh, I can pay more to get that removed because it's gonna be more work. No, they're already assuming that. So confidence also when it comes to like knowing your work and worth too. Then from there you'd be like, oh no, because the contract says here, and that's another thing too. I put on the contract that it's not a construction clean, and even then, construction clean doesn't necessarily mean like buffing off the glass and all that, like restoration and all that. But that will be extra. Kind of, if you get what I'm saying, that's kind of like a construction clean in a sense, in a weird way. But it says there we're just doing organic cleaning. So even if he was like, oh no, that should be done. Sorry, the contract says organic cleaning. That's not organic. That's a restoration. So, that's why I like doing contracts to make it very simple. But again, the person that paid us, super sweet, very nice.
Homeowner.
And this is another thing too, because he wasn't there. Yeah, the homeowner, yes. Because I forgot. Yes, the homeowner. The one thing is that you can do this extra step is FaceTime the customer or iMess or whatever Android uses to call people.
Or a video.
Or video call. But I FaceTimed him, and I actually ended up showing him, and I also did a video too, but I was like, I think I need to FaceTime him, so because he had an iPhone. FaceTimed him, showed him everything, and I even had the steel wool, like the ultra fine, and I was going over and I said, see, it's not even coming off, I'm even using steel wool. And he's like, oh, okay, I understand, that's it. So that's another thing too to kind of explain to the customers, because like if I would have just left it that way it is and left, look what that other individual said, that's not clean, right? And I can say, oh yeah, it is. No, you need to come back. So that's why you try to, try not to have conflict with anyone, but at the same time, you want to be honest and straightforward. Also, too, the contract did not say that, because that glass railing, I only charge $100. If you wanted me to do a restoration, if I offered it, it's going to be way more than $100. So but that's another thing. Again, no one's fault. I'm trying to explain this to you just to help you guys out. It's because a lot of you guys reach out to me that are newer in the business. And when I say these experiences, I'm not trying to be negative, or I'm not trying to put anyone down. I'm trying to just help you guys out, because when I first started, I didn't have anyone to tell me all this, so that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, so anything else from that job?
Yeah. Also, something very nice is how many contact cards we gave.
Oh yeah.
Because these houses normally they have a lot of workers and they do great work, and it can even be like a simple person doing gardening. Is a job that is not related to window cleaning, but you can always give a card and talk to them, change contacts, because those people, they have clients. So they can refer you, and you also can refer you to your clients. Like today we got a contact of a person who replaces glass in the windows. So that's totally in our field. It would be great to refer him to our clients, and the same vice versa. So it's always nice to have cards. I always have cards in my bag, in my belt. And that's also an opportunity, when you see people like that working in the house and they're nice, always have some time to talk to them. I don't do the talking, and they do the talking, but I love that he does that. So don't try to just go in and out and do your work and leave. But try to talk to people, be always nice, because we always have good referrals from that.
And also, that's a very good point. While you're talking, I was gonna a little thing I want to include in that. It's always good to give. Even if you don't receive anything back, just always give. Like, hey, can I get your contact information? That's it. You don't have to make it like, a whole thing like you better give me referrals. No, I've helped there's, like this year, a lot of individuals have I don't want to go down the list, but a couple of you guys from YouTube have reached out to me, giving me your information, like cleaning services, this and that I don't offer. Yeah, when I go to the house, oh, what are you looking for? Oh, you want something like that? I know the guy, even though I don't tell you every single time, like, hey, like a pest control thing, but then I'll be like, oh, okay, here, I have this guy that I know, boom, boom, boom. But again, I'm not asking for anything in return. I just like to give it because, that's just the way things are. So that's
the gardener today, I don't know if they're gardeners, but they're landscaping. And then we asked his contact, and then he was like, yeah, if you refer us, you get a commission. And I was just thinking, we don't need that. We just do that because it's nice. You refer each other, and they're not corporate. They are working for themselves.
We genuinely were getting his contact because, a lot of people want a landscaper that, I even asked him, do you remove like the concrete and cement? He's like, oh yeah, I can do all that and this and that. I can put this, I can put like artificial grass, I can put real grass. All in all, it's a, a great, how do I say it? Opportunity to also know how other companies are. and he goes all over San
yeah.
Diego all the way to who knows where.
Yeah.
So very nice company. But anyways,
Yeah, always be nice to people because
Yeah.
you know sometimes I'm inside the house and I'm cleaning windows and then it comes this cocky people that they're doing something better than cleaning windows inside the house and they don't even say hi and they just pass by me and I feel so weird, you know. So like always be nice to people because those people have clients too, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was great. But again, I do my best to, whenever an opportunity comes, I do pass your guys' contact around. So, you know, again, I'm sorry if I don't tell you personally, but especially you guys that has referred me 100%. I always try my best.
Like the wrap shop.
Oh yeah, the wrap shop. Oh yeah, the wrap shop guy.
They call us.
Yeah, he called me and I was just like, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, hey, I just want to say thank you. So, and also too, thank you guys for using our links for Fine Print. I was gonna say Vista Print, but yeah, Fine Print. A couple of you guys have used our referral code. Thank you guys so much. They actually sent me an email today talking about like the new link has to be updated. I know I'm talking a lot today, but then I asked them like, oh, did anyone use our referrals? Because I haven't heard of anything, and they're like, oh yeah, 3 of you guys. I was like, oh great. So I just want to say thank you guys so much.
But the rep shop referrals, we don't, you know.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
It's just a referral, and they called us saying thank you that a couple of you guys, they got clients from our YouTube channel, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and again, that one, 100% giving. We didn't, we haven't asked for anything in return. I even told them from the beginning, hey, I'm going to do this interview with you. I'm not asking anything in return. So, but yeah, we've just been busy with other things. But all in all, I just want to say before we end the video, we kind of threw you guys a curveball on this video because maybe a couple of you guys just fast forward to the end to find out how much we made. So this week we ended up planning together that we gave the answer of how much we made this week in the middle of the video or maybe the beginning of the video. I don't know.
Maybe in the 20-minute video.
Maybe. Man, 30 minutes. Wow, that's a long video. But anyways, so we threw a little bit of a curveball. So if you guys are trying to cheat a little bit, we're gonna throw just one curveball. Next week I don't think we're gonna do just to make it fun. But again, the contest is over January 4th, which is technically January 5th in the morning.
There is some people already trying to guess.
Oh no, yeah. A couple of you guys. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You guys are kind of cheating a little bit. You guys are asking me like little things like here and there, like trying to get hints and like, you know, how many jobs and my hourly and all that. Smart trick, but I'm not gonna help you guys too much. But actually, now that I remember something, hopefully I have internet, which I do. Awesome. I also want to kind of give a mini shout out to one of you guys. Man, right here, Billy Bob. Okay, and of course it doesn't want to show. Billy Bob E6H. So I want to say something. Billy Bob, that was an awesome comment, and I'm probably going to put like a screenshot somewhere here to show you guys what he messaged about door knocking. Again, maybe I'm not seasoned to do door knocking. I'm probably not even close to being anywhere. Okay, so I want to just wrap it up. I forgot to put the air in the in the front of my car, so we're just wrapping up. But I just want to say thank you so much, Billy Bob, for doing that comment. I'm gonna, like I said, put it on the side. But essentially, yeah, I mean, that's great points.
In the video about door knocking.
Yeah, about door knocking. But that comment, I kind of just want to give a little bit of a shout out on that one because really, I really appreciate all the detail that you did on that comment. And there's no way that I can't give you credit for that because it's really good. And again, you guys have been awesome leaving comments and just overall supporting the channel and all that.
That was really good. I think we're doing door knocking wrong.
Yeah, well, I think
some
100%.
people work. Door knocking works. Some people, they just don't.
Yeah, I mean, and it's great. So that's why I want to leave it there as a comment because I'm not going to read all of it because my GoPro keeps getting hot and keeps shutting off. So we're just going to wrap this video up, but I just want to thank you guys so much. And also too, before we end, WCR is having a 20% off of the year sale. So we'll put our link in the description down below if you want to buy anything window cleaning products related.
We're actually thinking of using that to get new towels.
Oh yeah.
We're thinking of every year just disposing the old towels and getting a brand new fresh batch because they're not cleaning anymore. I wash and they don't get clean.
Okay, I'm going to throw her a curveball now, like I did with you guys, or we kind of did with you guys. So what did I say about the towels when we were going?
You said keep it forever.
No. No, I told you from the beginning. No, she's so what did I say about?
You said it lasts every year, get new ones, and dispose the old ones.
And what did you say?
I said no.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, they're really bad. They're horrible.
So, but anyway, I'm not trying to make fun of her in the video. I'm just saying that that's what I said, like,
Yep.
you know, but then again, when you first start, you don't know everything, right? So, but I used her as an example because now you guys know that, you know, towels you can't keep forever. Eventually, we don't put soap. We don't put soap on our towels.
No, we do.
On the yellow ones.
Yes, in the yellow
But
ones.
that's only for detailing the bottom. But
Yeah.
the blue ones, the
blue
fish
ones,
towels.
No, but they're leaving a glossy. I think it's so much so because at some point all the towel is gonna be soaked with soap because you are detailing soap. So now the blue towels, if I go, it leaves a glossy looking like in the glass.
That's a good point.
And it is from soap. It's from the soap in the bottom. So yeah, I'm gonna have to dispose those towels.
So yeah. So anyways, if you guys, we're just gonna wrap it up already. So if you guys made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.